sounded off. He went. We don't have the audio with us, but he went off on a particular referee that he felt as though has been on his case ever since he's been refereeing his games. 3 out of his 8 tacks has came from this one referee. So we're gonna talk about it. This segment is over. So, Fred VanVleet, let me start by saying this. I understand him. I understand where he's coming from. I think we all do. I think we all agree what he's saying, Fred VanVleet. Now, you got to think about this. He's smart. He recently signed a 4-year, $85 million deal, fully guaranteed, by the way, like most NBA contracts. Shout out to Lamar Jackson. And he can afford a $35,000 fine, right? So he's like, okay, I'm going to come out. I don't care if I get fined because I got 85 mil coming in guaranteed. Y'all got to take my 35,000, but I'm going to get my point across. And then what he said, he didn't really attack the guy. He just spoke what he think is going on, right? That's what I like about it. Now, obviously, he used profanity, but he didn't talk with anger. You can tell he was talking like he was talking to one of his friends. He was so calm. You can tell us how he talked every day. He wasn't really angry and like, I'm mad. He was just talking. He's like, man, there's some referees that come here to do their job, but it's, a couple of them that just take over the game. Like, he was so calm. I like how he delivered the message. All right. So I understand that part about it. So now the players, though, this is what I don't get. Now, it's not with Fred VanVleet. This is, if we're going to make the situation better with the referees, this is what we can't do. We can't be complaining after every single call. We can't. All right. Every time we get a call, we can't just be yelling at the refs after every single play. And there are situations when they're blatantly wrong. They go into the monitor. They tell the coach, trust the player, throw the. I'm doing it like it's NFL. He throw the challenge, ring the bell, ring the light. They look at the camera. Everybody in the arena see you wrong. The call stands, and you still going off on the ref. Like, I see that. I'd be like, I never get it. Now look, y'all know what I was told. I'm pretty sure y'all were taught this too. I was taught this when I was younger. Do not talk trash to the person that's giving you your food. Don't do that. When you go to a restaurant, don't trash the waitress or the waiter because they're gonna bring you your food. They could do anything to your food. They could put something in it. They could spit in it. That's one thing we don't want to happen, right? So I always respected the person who's bringing me my food. So why not respect the person who's going to control the game with the refereeing? I never understood that. Now, there are times when you're going to get your emotions get the best of you and you're going to go off. I get that. But after every single play, come on. So that's my thing. Now, what I think the NBA should do, which I think they won't do, but it's what they should do. After every game, not the same day, but the next day, give the referees time to look at film, the NBA time to look at film, all that stuff. Instead of coming out with these reports, how about you the head referee of the game does a press conference. And they answer questions about calls that change the game, or if a player like Fred VanVleet called him out, they address that and say, what do you think about that? But the NBA is not going to do that. Y'all know why? Because we all know controversy brings ratings. That's why they're going to always let the fans vote, because controversy brings ratings. It got to be a debate somewhere, right? So those are my thoughts on that. Tombo, talk to us.
I like that was perfect, man, because we don't even share notes over the show when we talking about it. We just get the topics. I was going to bring up the ref's name, Ben Taylor. Ben Taylor, official number 46. 10th season, Ben Taylor has officiated 499 regular season games, 22 playoff games in 9 seasons. I mean, well, this will be his 10th. So we just got to get his resume out there. Out of these few games, I think Fred said in his post conference, this was like the second time I think he teed him up, and it made a difference. Third. See, so that means it's something personal there. And I think it was another game where I watched where he probably was just one time a person just put his hands up and he gave him a check too. So sometimes these refs just want to be all-stars. And then we also got to think about that one ref who was point shaving. If you don't know about it, watch that documentary on Netflix.
Don't bring that up, man.
I'm just saying, it's out here. But these refs, I agree with what you were saying on that part, Joe, where these refs need to be held accountable. But also, I think they need a game suspension. If you can come back after the game and say something about like, oh, no, we made a bad call, and then you just walk away like that's it. Like, no, who made the bad call? And then hold that person accountable. Like, no, you can't referee for these next 2 games or so. I know what they'll do sometimes is they'll say, well, you can't referee 2 or 3 playoff games, or you can't be a part of the finals crew. And I think that's
Mhm.
how they do it in the NFL. They're like, you can't be a part of the NFL officiating crew for the Super Bowl. But I kind of got my money now. If I can mess up somebody's playoff dreams, then I'll do it again in the playoffs. I don't need to be in the Super Bowl. I mean, or you could just slip on the field. I'm always say that. But for this guy, if I'm Fred, I take another 30K fine. I'll tell the owners, I'm like, look, man, you gotta look out for me on this one. At least take 15K off of it. Maybe Drake will pay the fine for him because of what it's doing. Because I feel as though more players are gonna start speaking up about this. Because this game change. Sometimes this is game changing calls that are happening. It's not like it's just a random thing where it's like, oh, you missed a traveling call, or oh, you missed a carrying call. No, it'd be actual fouls or somebody stepping out of bounds and making a 3-pointer and they win the game because the ref was looking at his foot out of bounds but didn't say anything and let the ball go that way. So Ben, step it up, man.
I'm surprised you didn't mention Troy Vincent when you was going through that spiel.
Troy already at the top, so if you want to talk about the head ref, he just gonna make things happen anyway in his favor. So
That's true. That's true.
Troy Vincent.
But
Troy signed off on that field. That's why I ain't mentioned
they overwatered the field.
him. Yeah.
But yeah, I think referees should definitely be fined when they do something wrong. A lot of times we like to say players get emotional, but refs get emotional too.
Mhm.
They definitely get emotional too because most of those texts are because of emotions. Most of those texts they have no reason. Like I remember one time Jason Tatum, all he did was give the referee the ball and then give him a tech.
Yep.
I was like, what?
She was.
I was like, come on, man. You gave him a tech. All he did was give you the ball. Jordan Poole too gave the ball to the referee. This was recent. This is a couple games ago. Gave the ball to the referee and he got a tech. He was like, what? Like you did the call. I stopped, gave you the ball, and walked off. And you gave me a tech for what? These refs sometimes are causing the games to, I won't say not be watchable, but it makes it hard to watch sometimes because you see these things happen and it happens too consistently. And they're not being held accountable for it. I know Adam Silver came out and said that, yeah, we do hold them accountable. How? We don't know that. We don't see fines that's going on. You're not fining them. You're not suspending them for games. You're not stopping them from refereeing games. So how are you really holding them accountable? We don't see it. You see, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's a double standard. You're gonna hold the players accountable for their actions. You hold coaches accountable and owners, but
And
not the
announcers.
referees. The referees don't have any part in this. Like, come on, you refs. We know about like Tom said. We know about the referee who was point shaving. So that right there, you should have right there. You should have been holding ref accountable since then. And now you got betting in the game. How you don't know these refs got these parlays in, huh? How you know they got parlays in these games? I'm pretty sure they know they got people that's probably betting for them. They're like, hey, you know what? I just ain't gotta say it's me. I had someone else put it in for me, and then boom, there you go. I got that money. You need me to make sure this don't happen. I bet. Tech. Foul. No calls. Come on, this stuff is becoming too normal. Adam Silver, you gotta do something about this. You have to. The game is becoming. I'm not gonna say it's becoming unwatchable. I'm still gonna watch the NBA because it's exciting. But sometimes it becomes hard to watch when these games are being decided by referees. Something's got to give. Something got to give. You got to hold them accountable, fine them, suspend them, do whatever you need to do. But you can't hold everyone else accountable and not hold them.
Yeah, refs kind of remind me like TSA. You know, you have some people that are more relaxed, and then you had that one TSA agent, and we all seen that skit where he was like, "Move down." So you got some wrestlers just like that. They sit around in the break room. They're like, you know what? Bradley Beal complained every time he goes up in the air. He's not getting no calls, and they're like, all right, no calls on 3. And then they go out for the night, and that's just what it is. So yeah, something needs to happen.
And y'all remember when so you said off emotion, Scott Brooks, same team, right? The game before against the Nuggets. Literally, Scott Brooks, I was talking to myself. He has 0 text for the game. This is less than like 2 minutes left in the game. You about to beat the number 1 seed. And he gets attacked and thrown out the game because he questioned the referee's integrity. I mean, don't they do that all game? When they complain to you?
They're
question
like,
your
"Can't you
integrity?
see? You ain't see it."
And then remember when Rasheed Wallace literally got attacked for staring at the referee. He was staring at the referee. The referee said he's intimidating me. Like, come on, dog. Like, someone got to give. But like I said, controversy brings ratings. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.